What's up?
What's going on? What's going on there? I had to switch that. It was all fucking weird there for a minute. I didn't like the way that it was all set up. So when I have this phantom person down in the corner.
It's just Jacob's bright ass.
Yeah.
I know, it sucks when you have a light like that. It's like it's either pitch dark or like you feel like you're being interrogated.
Right? Yeah. Fucking owe money to the fucking IRS or some shit. They're fucking
I had to change the lights above me before because it was just entirely too bright. And I was like, I can't. Look, I'm hot. I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this. So what's up, guys? How we doing?
Nah, same shit, different day, dude.
I hear you. It cool off for you yet?
Who, for me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more cool now than it was. I can tell you that much. It was it was kind of brutal there for a couple fucking days, man.
Yeah, we had a rough run for like a week and a half, and then yesterday I got outside. It was 60 degrees in the morning. I was like, thank God. Sweat out all that.
I shot that residential window cleaning video Tuesday, and that was the first time. Like, I got up in the morning and just getting my fucking shit in the truck, I wasn't sweat running down my back, you know what I mean? It wasn't humid. It was nice for about halfway through the house, and then it turned into a fucking jungle, you know what I mean? Like, fuck me, dude. It's been fucking crazy, dude. It's been super crazy, the heat and stuff. It's been super crazy. Yeah, it's just been
tough to get stuff done. Like, I'm just tired.
Right. If I said that I'm not fucking looking forward to it being cold, but I wouldn't mind a little sweatshirt weather. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind
it. It's like when dead of winter comes, it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Sun goes down at at least here it goes down at like 4:15. I'm like, oh God, dude, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to all the gutter cleaning I'm going to have to be doing here real soon, but, it'll be nice not to sweat my balls off for a little while,
Yeah, well, this is the first year I won't actually be doing the physical gutter cleaning anymore.
Why not?
I have enough guys that can handle all the gutter cleaning. I'm just going to do the window cleaning. That's
nice, man.
Yeah, so my broken ass back and my legs. I'm smooth on that.
I had mentioned before to you and Mark that I was bidding that really big job. I called and I sat down with you and talked to you about how much to price it and all that shit. They actually.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's been months now, right? Like 3-4 months now. They just sent me an email. They want to schedule. Fuck me. So that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I mean the money. I'm gonna be making money off the motherfucker. I'm gonna be making a nice fucking chunk of change off of it. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna enjoy it.
No, exactly. Can you spread it out like a little bit to make?
Yeah, they're being real cool about it. She's like, do it however you want to do it. She's like, just as long as it's done before December, we don't care what you do. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. So,
the good thing too is try to find out when they're doing the fall cleanup, and if you can get it done beforehand, you don't have to pick all that shit up.
This is what she told me. This is what she tells me. She's like, well, what do you plan on doing with all the debris in the gutters? I was like, I was gonna, cart it off, and she's like, just throw it in the yard. The lawn maintenance people will be doing fall cleanup until the second to last week of November. So she's like, just toss it in the yard and they'll mow it up or rake it up. I'm like, fuck, dude.
Around right there, dude.
What happened to Jacob, man? What a queer.
He's probably taking a shit or something.
Yeah, he probably is.
Cass is on.
Fuck you piece of shit.
You're probably pooping.
Yeah, I just said you were probably taking a shit. Are you not?
No, I had a phone call that I had to take.
Right.
There you go.
Oh. What the fuck? Okay.
Is it about your car's warranty?
The fuck is this shit? Looks goddamn yellow. Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Hey,
So, fucking Colin Goat. Everyone knows who Colin Goat is, right?
correct.
Yeah.
So he went to a guy's window cleaning fucking Google review and posted, I would never recommend or use this company ever again. They do not wipe off frames, so they either leave a ton of water on frame or they just leave them dirty. They never, all capitals, show up on a consistent basis. I used them for a year and they were supposed to come every 2 weeks, but they didn't come for 3 months. And finally, after countless calls to their office, finally got someone out there. Yeah, they are the cheapest in town, but they are very unprepared, unpredictable, and unprofessional. I use a new company now, and even though they are $20 more, they are so much better. You get what you pay for. You want unreliable and unprofessional people washing your windows, then call Sunrise. What a fucking douche. What a fucking doucher.
I never got like that tactic.
I like
I
how
never-
I post in that fucking group, and the first thing you want to do is comment on there, stop doing my job, dickweed. You gotta post it everywhere. You know what I mean? You're inconsistent, Jacob.
Well, then you do it then. How about that?
So, like, if I don't see it in a group, then I'm like, oh, I'll post it in this group now because Jacob, like, get on it.
I didn't
dude.
realize I was in that group.
Tim is way better than you at that, dude. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh. Ooh, I bet you're mad about that, ain't you?
You know what else?
Did you-
Don't even get me started.
Did you? Don't. Did you post it in Pro Window Cleaning?
I posted it in Pro Window Cleaning and Pro Window Cleaning 2.1.
Okay, I'm just asking, motherfucker. You ain't got to get all salty.
Oh, I'm gonna get salty.
Oh, looks like you're super salty. This is like the first time in how many years now? We haven't gotten a bunch of new products. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had that stretch for like 3 or 4 years.
Everything was like fucking
I mean,
boom.
trying to think what else you need. Like at some point,
Not
probably-
much. Not much. I got.
If
Go ahead.
the U.S. needs skids, that's the next. Like how the UK gets them,
Yeah.
we need a version of that here, and that's
Yeah.
probably the last thing I can think of that you need.
Right. And there's a lot of fill and go systems out there. You know what I mean? So.
They just kind of suck.
What's up, Omar? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think the pandemic really did a fucking number on everything. You know what I mean? Can you even get bronze wool anymore? I mean, is that even a thing anymore?
Not
Not the bronze wool that we want.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Times have definitely changed. That's for sure.
Shipping's tougher, everything's tougher right now, and it's gonna be for
A long time.
Yeah, I mean, and then you see what they're doing with what they hire 80,000 more IRS agents.
87,000.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
did you
gonna
hear
go
that? Did you
down.
hear that this is the strange thing? I've been reading that. The IRS has its own police force now. They can like arrest people and shit. They have like
Really?
they have like ammunition and guns and all kinds of shit, dude. Like, why?
What, they're gonna get you for your Venmo? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I mean, oh yeah, definitely. Oh, I got a notice in the mail from the IRS for the Patreon and all that shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I pay taxes on all that. PayPal, everything. They're fucking in your booty hole, bro. You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Venmo,
Well, so like I know I got
Venmo
from my-
transactions, PayPal transactions, all that shit. They fucking sticking it to me, man. Sticking it in my ass. Hey man,
Yeah.
Hey
Oh,
man,
yeah.
hey, Patreon, where's my fucking hootie do at? I don't know, I'm paying taxes on it, you fucking cunt.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Amazon's like, tax free over here, being beacons, and they're coming after fucking me.
No
It's
shit.
just fucking
No
it's
shit.
stupid.
No shit.
bullshit.
They're coming after you, the millionaire, leaving the billionaire alone.
Yeah, the millionaire. Dude,
Dude.
if I'm a millionaire, all of us are in fucking trouble. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, fuck
I'm
that
not
guy.
I'm not a fucking like anarchy type of dude or nothing like that, man. But the Fed, man, I don't know, man. The Fed Reserve, oof, I don't know. I don't know if that needs to be around. And I don't. And why is the tax code so fucking complicated? Why it should be so much easier? I mean, I know why it is that way because that's how politicians pay back their donors and their campaigns by giving them special fucking tax codes to write shit off. I mean, I get all that, but that shit needs to change, man.
Yeah, and definitely, I don't think unelected officials should be part of policy making at all.
Mm-mm.
If you're an unelected official, you should have no say in
At
what goes
all
on.
whatsoever.
CIA, all of
sit
them.
there and
Yeah,
shut the fuck.
FBI,
Yeah.
all that. You
Yeah.
work for the American people.
Well, the FBI clearly needs some kind of reform. It needs to be torn down and built up back up again because, I mean, I don't. It's just strange to me, and I'm not, gonna. If you're watching this, please like and subscribe. But it is super strange to me that they raid the fucking former president's compound for fucking, and what I'm assuming is already declassified documents. I mean, how many presidents have left office with classified information or declassified? You know what I mean? The president could declassify whatever he wants. I can't imagine after everything this dude has been through, he's like, oh, I'm taking all these secret, the UFOs are coming from the water, or they live under the oceans documents and sticking them in his vacation home. You know what I mean? Like Obama didn't do that, but
There's lizard people that live under the
right, but they're
sea.
going through all this fucking shit to fucking get after fucking Trump, and you got a fucking you got a dude in office whose son's a fucking crackhead admitting publicly that he's fucking giving his dad fucking kickback payments and all that shit, and nothing happened. I mean, look what Hillary did. I mean, nothing happened, dude. I don't understand what's going on right now. Like, that whole thing it's like a real slippery slope, and I honestly think that it's going to backfire on him, to be quite honest with you.
I just don't know how much longer the American people are gonna. Someone's gonna get hung or lynched or murdered. Like shit is gonna happen.
Something bad's gonna fucking end up happening because.
Or you're gonna say something like that, and the podcast is gonna get taken down.
Yeah.
No, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we're not condoning any of that shit. Yeah. But
yeah,
I mean, you could. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out the fact that it's not going to be fucking long before someone's going to fucking be a goofball and do some goofy shit. You know what I mean? It's not going to be long. You know what I mean? There's just too much shit happening with the government that doesn't make sense for people. You know what I mean? So somebody's liable to fucking do some crazy shit.
Exactly. We're on a watch list now.
Yeah.
Everything. You pay money for the land you own. You pay money for the car you drive. Like, you pay taxes on top of that. You pay a federal tax. Most places you pay a state tax. You pay taxes when you buy things. At some point, like, you need to be transparent about where all this money's going, and it should only really go to a few things: education, infrastructure, sovereignty of your nation's borders, and protecting yourself from other countries.
And we're not doing any of that. We're not doing any of that effectively whatsoever.
Our infrastructure fucking blows.
Yeah.
Like, it does, man. I feel like we're like heading towards a third world like level of infrastructure in this country. Like, it's just out of control.
Yeah.
Millionaire mogul Seth Byers for president.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Goddamn right.
It makes no sense.
I think you might have had to go to college to be president nowadays. But maybe I could run for selectman of Plymouth.
Listen, dude, I don't think you got to go to college.
You just buy a degree off the internet like everybody else does.
If Joe Biden can be the most popular fucking president with the most votes ever received by any candidate in the history of the world, I think you'd be safe, dude. Just toss your hat in the ring, you should be fine.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up to I'm going to win and just rip a button and be like, "Saw dudes."
Right, saw dudes.
Saw
dude. I miss that guy on TikTok. Saw dudes.
Yeah, saw dudes. Oh, Shredlord.
Yeah.
Dude, he was fucking funny.
He was great.
That, like, the Canadian guy who does the hockey stuff, he's like, "Well, hello there, buddy," and he just like makes dinner and just hockey and stuff. Yeah, it's just,
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't Yo, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I want to say something. Listen, if you're gonna watch one of my YouTube videos and you think that you're gonna just say shit to me and then I'm not gonna say nothing, like I'm not Steve-O, you know what I mean? I wish I had his subscribers, but I can't turn the other cheek. Like, you want to get on one of my videos and be a fucking cunt, I'm gonna give it right back to you. So this dude comments on one of my videos. He's like, oh, why aren't you detailing the windows and stuff? And I'm like, I do detail the windows. I just don't put them in videos because, you get a video like the last one I posted that was like fucking a half hour fucking long because you're watching me rag windows. You're watching me wipe everything down and wipe the fucking seal back and forth 40 fucking times. So if that's what you look for, so I was like, all right, cool, then I'll do that for you. He's like, well, I know you missed a spot and da 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 da. Oh no, what did he say? He said nice spots, and I'm like, okay, so I, gave it back to him. And he's like, oh, I've been watching your videos from the very beginning, and now you're being rude to me. I'm like, listen, dude, don't get all offended and upset after you were looking for this interaction. Because if you weren't looking for this interaction, you wouldn't have said what the fuck you said, how you said it. Am I wrong there?
No. I think people just expect to be able to say whatever they want to
fuck
say.
They want to people.
Because
and
I watch your videos.
Yeah. Hey, I've been watching your videos for a long time. Well, I can easily.
Hey, it's the internet.
You.
I can tell you shit if I want to.
Yeah. I don't like to be that way because I like the channel to grow. You know what I mean? I want the channel to grow, and I would like to have fucking 5,000 subscribers one day and all that stuff. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I totally understand that because of who I am and how I carry myself. I'm not everyone's cup. Yeah, I'm an asshole. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and I'm pretty opinionated about the things that I like to do. You know what I mean, or the way I like to do things, or whatever the case may be. But I can't see myself, eating people's shit to do that. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? If you're looking to be an asshole, I'm gonna be an asshole right back to you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna eat your shit, guy. So
look here, I got a belly full of
you're
white
in here
dog
because you
crap.
say I watch every podcast. I watch every podcast. If you're watching right now, which you say you are, I don't ever see you comment, but you say that you are. Then now you know why. You know what I mean? I don't start out my day like I'm gonna be mean to this guy on the internet. It's just like you bring a certain kind of energy. Yeah, you bring a certain kind of energy. I'm gonna give it back to you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to turn your negative energy into positive energy and vibes. I'm not fucking Jersey. That's just not, you know what I mean? It's not in my
power of positivity.
Yeah, it's
guys.
not in my wheelhouse to do things that way.
I think some people are just cut that way, and some people aren't. Like
right.
2 years ago, I went to go start a YouTube channel. I wanted to do a vlog on like the back end of owning a business, like what that looks like my day, like not cleaning windows, but like how you set everything up. And I was like, man, I don't want this smoke. Like, I don't want everyone being like, well, how do you do it? You owe me for free. Like, trying to do some educational stuff. And I was like, I don't want to get into this.
I don't blame you.
Dude, I'm going to tell you now, man, it's not an easy... Appreciate that, Omar. It's not easy. And I don't want to... Dude, it's so hard doing this. But it's not easy to... It's not an easy thing to do, this social media thing, because you're opening yourself up to a lot of shit. You know what I mean? You're opening yourself up to a lot of fucking crazy fucking people, dude.
Yeah, I've seen what people go through. Even just videos that I watch, I'll go through and read the comments, and there's some lunatics on just like basic stuff, and I'm like, dude, this is free. It's YouTube. What are you doing? Like,
yeah.
Why are you like seriously like that's not how you use SH? I use a different surfactant. Like, cool, dude.
For you.
Yeah, there's more than one way to skin a fucking cat, man. And just because you're doing it your way doesn't mean the way I'm doing it's wrong.
Who cares if I want to use fucking laundry detergent with my fucking SH?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
As long as it's the right laundry detergent, that's all that matters. As long as it's gain, you're good. Well, there's some laundry detergents that will fucking make poisonous gas. You gotta watch what the fuck you're doing. So that's why I always use Gain, because it don't have that shit in it. Yeah.
No, I just like to squeeze Dawn like directly into my SH.
I mean, have I done that in a pinch?
Yeah,
you goddamn, I've done it. But
man.
like,
I see all these soaps and shit on the market,
I'm gonna
all
make
these
mustard
dudes,
gas.
yeah,
You're
all
gonna
these dudes,
die.
all these dudes fucking got their own fucking surfactant
Oh,
line,
it's
surfactant line,
Southern
surfactant.
Draw. Pay $50 for a gallon of
Yeah, I'm
fucking
not
surfactant.
ever doing that. I'm not ever
You
doing
gotta
that.
I have my. You gotta realize how many elephants I
I
had to
mean,
jerk off to fill up this thing, make
right?
this surfactant.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, I'm not.
Look at
I'm
me,
not shitting
Daddy.
on the guys for doing it. I mean, you gotta. If there's a way you can make some money off of like bringing a quality product to market in the industry that you work in, then great. You know what I mean? The only time I have a problem with anybody trying to make money off the industry is these fucking dudes that are like a year or two into window cleaning trying to tell me how to fucking window clean. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here. I'm just not feeling.
Yeah, or the ones that aren't even a year in and they got fucking discount codes to fucking suppliers. That fucking reaps like just fucking chaps my fucking ass.
Yeah, it doesn't bother. Well, I'm not involved in the social media aspect of it, so I don't.
Maybe I shouldn't be.
Yeah,
I'd be like you.
Honestly, it's been fucking awesome. I gotta say, I don't have to. I'm not fighting with Jay Camaro fucking every other day, fucking yelling at people about stupid
He
shit.
must have
Yeah,
got,
Mr. Awesome.
kicked from pro window cleaning again because I don't see him hardly post.
Mr. Awesome Guy, go to the PWMCA, man, and join that. I mean, I think it's under a couple $100 for a whole year, man, and there's a lot
It's
of information.
189.
189, and there's a lot of information.
Speaking
in
of them,
that
I'm
group.
missing my fucking PWMCA meeting for this shit.
I
Okay,
don't give a fuck.
Hey.
But it's. I
don't
mean,
be a twat.
it's not that difficult. I mean, and I know dudes are gonna this might piss people off, but it's not that hard to pressure wash, man. It's really not. It's really not.
It's like window cleaning. It's not hard.
It's not hard to do. The only thing hard about either one of these jobs is doing it efficiently. That's the only thing that's hard about it, is just doing it efficiently. Don't start your surface cleaner up on the fucking driveway and let it sit. And when you're using SH, make sure you fucking water everything down real good before and after, and you're good to go, dude.
I've never really thought that part of it was hard. Customer relations is probably the hardest part of doing the physical job.
Yeah, and I seen there was they were doing the podcast, Jersey, and then we're doing their podcast. You notice how them faggots never watch our show, but I was watching their show, and they were talking about what's the hardest thing to do in business, and I personally, the hardest thing about a window cleaning company or a pressure washing company, in my opinion, is the scheduling. That's the hardest thing about it. The customer relationship. That's the scheduling. That is the hardest part of this. Dealing with people, scheduling the fucking job. That's the hardest part, because everybody wants everything done right now. You know what I mean? Half the people don't fucking understand that I'm not sitting here waiting for you to fucking call me. Like, I've got the whole day off. I've been waiting for you, Mrs. Johnson. Thanks so much. You know what I mean? Like, that's, to me, the customer relations and fucking scheduling is the hardest part of this. It's the hardest part.
Oh, easily. Or like if you give arrival windows, they think that's when the job is going to be completed between 1 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a guy the other day. I'm like, oh, we're going to be there 1 to 3 at 1:10. He called, like he wrote an email like, oh, are you guys still coming today, or do I need to reschedule this appointment? I'm like, no, they're going to be there at like 1:40. That's why I told you they're arriving between.
Right.
1 and 3. Oh, I thought it was done. Like, no, like I wrote arrival time between 1 and I feel like a 2-hour window is a pretty good window compared to like most services out there, like half a day or 8 hours.
Because you never know what you're gonna run into doing anything. You know what I mean? How, like, maybe half the fucking job the storm windows won't come out. You know what I mean? You never know. You know what I mean? You can't put a time on shit. Yeah.
There too. I mean,
I had a guy do the same thing to me this morning. He's like, "You said that you'd be here and do," and I'm like, "Well, I never told you that I'd be there at a certain time. I just told you I'll be there on the 11th. That's all I told you. I didn't tell you when. You said what time. I said in the afternoon. There you go. You know what I mean? Like, but no matter what, your windows are getting cleaned today. Don't fucking bust my balls about it, guy. I'm sorry, guy. You know what I mean? Fuck.
Yeah, guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, Mr. Awesome Guy, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I got a 4.5 gallon per minute hot water unit. Fucking, all the bells and fucking whistles, never use it. I'm using a fucking, a Stihl 600 series pressure washer. That's what I use, and a fucking X-Jet. That's what I use. It's just a simple fucking setup. It fits right in the back of my truck. I don't have to fuck around. Now, if I was handling grease or something like that, it'd be a completely different story. But for what we do, the residential side of this, it's just SH and fucking, you know what I mean? Really, that's really all there is to it. I mean, you could downstream if you want to build a trailer and all that shit. You could also downstream your shit. I know Seth does a lot of downstreaming, but don't overcomplicate it. That would be my suggestion to you, Mr. Awesome Guys. Just don't overcomplicate it. Start off small with the shit to get the job done effectively, and then if it grows and turns into something, then fucking drop some coin on a trailer and do the whole thing. But I see a lot of dudes selling their pressure washing shit, man. A lot of dudes. Because they start out, they drop like $5-6 grand, $10 grand on a trailer or a skid or whatever, and don't have the work to support that. You know, make it make sense.
You can do it cheap. You can do it cheap. Honestly, like I got 2 little machines. Like my first, it's a 4-gallon-a-minute machine, but like bought it used, bought the trailer used, bought like cheap reels, and the downstreamer's like what, $16, $18? I don't know, a couple, yeah, and then just. Well, you know, if you start off being like, all right, if you don't want to put yourself in a hole if you don't have the work yet. You know, if you want to have a system where you can get stuff done pretty quick, go cheap on it and just go from there. A lot of guys go and buy that 10 grand worth of stuff, and I'm like, what do you don't even have, you should spend 10 grand on getting customers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I use pressure washing as like a stopgap in between window cleaning jobs, you know. So if I ask, do you do this? I'm like, yeah, sure. You know what I mean? I can do that. You know what I mean? And I've got the equipment necessary to get the job done. Now, can I go out and bang out fucking an HOA in a day? No. You know what I mean? But I can get those between fucking, you know, $300 and fucking $5,000 jobs done relatively easily. You know what I mean? So I just... you really got to be careful on the equipment side. An X-Jet is not very expensive, you know, and it's a super easy way to do what you need to do. Yeah, super easy way.
Yeah, I think I bought mine from WCR. It was on sale for like $180. Well worth the $180. You'll make it right back.
Well, I was struggling with it there for a little while, and Seth's like, "Hey man, go get this," and I was like, I went out, bought an X-Jet, never looked back. Never looked back.
See what I did?
To do it.
I bought the X-Jet pail, and then I bought a long hose. I bought like a 50-foot hose, so I don't have to look the pail around as much.
Oh shit! I got a 5-gallon bucket.
I'm dragging around 2 hoses, but
I got a 5-gallon bucket. It does not bother me at all that I'm using a 5-gallon bucket. It does not. Everybody's like, "You got to drag that bucket around." Yeah. I've only spilled 1 bucket. And the whole time I've been using it, fucked up somebody's yard 1 time, you know what I mean? You learn your lessons, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the hardest thing about X-Jetting is keeping the fucking hose in the bucket. You know what I mean? That's the hardest thing about it. You know what I mean?
You just buy a PVC tube, slide it over, and it just weighs it down the bucket. That's it. Just buy a piece of PVC.
Do that. Just zip tie the fucking hose to it like a weight or something.
Yeah,
my X-Jet, the hose, the little thing on the bottom, the filter, rotted away. It's been gone long ago. I don't even have one on there anymore.
I don't even use mine.
Yeah, I just be shooting shit, just raw dogging it. I don't even use the tips. It's just full bore all the time. Fucking just killing everything.
Make my mix in the bucket. I know what it's pulling. It's like
I'm lazy. I use the little pieces. I don't ever change it. I use the beige, and it's calculated out like it's like 1%. Where it comes out, so I've gone
mine's 100
bleach all over everything.
Mine's 100%. That's
Seth's
fault.
I didn't even like wet anything down, and it didn't even kill the
Seth's
grass.
Like, just take the tip out of it, man. That's what I do, and then I'm fucking nuclear assault and shit.
Yeah, you learn. How you gonna learn, man? Then you're like, all right, I only need a gallon of bleach in here, and then like 4 gallons of water, a little bit of surfactant, and call it.
It took a little time to figure that out.
Yeah, but
took a little time to figure that. So I was filling up 5-gallon buckets with all fucking SH and just fucking. I'm like, man, why is everything dead? My eyes hurt. Why are all my shirts speckled? I don't understand.
Yeah, man, that's why I got away. I use the X-Jet for like degreasers, like cleaning up. Like if I got a lot of like rust, maybe I'll use it if if it's light enough. It's kind of a nice tool like that. You can do a small roof once in a while if you got nothing else. It sucks carrying a 5-gallon bucket up a ladder, but you can do it. And but yeah, I mean, downstreaming is obviously the easiest way to do it, but more than one way to skin a cat.
Downstreaming.
Dude, I fucking love downstreaming. It's my favorite.
I have a downstream injector for my big pressure washer, my belt drive, my hot water unit. I have one, and I did nothing but fight with that fucking thing all the time. Sometimes it would suck, sometimes it wouldn't fucking suck. If I was using too much fucking hose, I couldn't. It's just a fucking always fucking with X-Jet. Works every time.
It does.
On any machine.
I haven't even rinsed my X-Jet out, and it still fucking works.
Bro, listen, dude, I got fucking, no. Fuck you, Seth. I got a fucking.
That thing just goes,
Listen, dude, I got a fucking pair of they were brand new fucking needle nose vice grips, squoze onto the bottom of the hose to keep it in the bucket. That is completely rusted all the fuck. You know what I mean? I never wash it out. If you want a tool tested by some like tried and true, that this is a good tool, give it to me, because I don't rinse that shit off. I don't do none of that shit. I'm done using it. I throw the hose in the bucket, throw it in the fucking shop, and fucking walk away and be like, fuck that thing. Then what happens if it gets broken? I'll buy another one. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, fuck that thing, dude. Yeah, whatever, Seth. You fucking take one ride in my truck and think you know everything about me. Fuck you, bitch.
No, you also sent me pictures like my fucking shit. And bring it in.
For whatever reason, my water-fed pole is covered in 6 feet of snow and I can't get it out of my truck.
Just keep judging everybody, you and your Olympic-sized pool, you judgy fuck.
Super judgy this evening.
Pools.
Hey, listen, man, when I'm done working, I'm fucking done working. That's just who I am as a person. I have no problem getting up in the morning and getting the job done. You know what I mean? I have no problem going to work. I've never had that problem in my life. But when I'm done, I'm fucking done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm done. Like, it's just
Did you do the same shit when you were a carpenter? You just took all your fucking power tools
throw
and
it
just
right in the back of the fucking truck. Same exact thing. That's what fucking tool cases are for. That's why a circular saw comes with a fucking box, to throw it in the back of your fucking truck.
I threw the box away.
Not the box, the carrying case, my guy.
I know, that's what I mean. I threw my carrying case from my Makita saw in the fucking dumpster.
What the fuck throws that away? Why?
Because I didn't want a fucking extra thing to carry around.
Fair enough.
But yeah, same thing. Same thing when I was working construction. The shit went in the bed of the truck. You know how many mornings I wake up and my silencer and my pouch and my fucking tool belt are soaking fucking wet from the night before?
Just hanging on the passenger headrest, just like hang it in there.
No, because then my whole fucking trunk stinks like fucking wet
sour
fucking
milk.
mop. Sour milk. I'll leave it in the back of the truck.
It's rough getting in my truck in the morning and just the smell of ammonia from the windows. Oh, all right. Yep.
You know what I use? I just fucking. You use a proportioner on your X-Jet, you're a fucking retard. Anyways, I just clip my fucking Trident belt with my silencer on my ladder rack and let that motherfucker fly in the wind on the way to the first job, and it's fucking dry. Hey dude, I'll go down fucking Route 2 doing 70, 75 miles an hour and have my fucking silencer fucking floating like a flag behind me. Trident belt's the best belt on the market. I should do a fucking video for fucking Maker with that. Be like, look, man, it's the best, bro. You're not gonna find a better belt.
Trident belt's great, man. I love it.
I love mine.
I do. I'm still waiting for like a real residential pouch to come out that's not fucking useless.
I had some dude like I've been waiting all this time about that fucking pouch. I was like, listen, I don't fucking make shit, guy. I'm not a manufacturer. I just said they were coming out with one. I can't help that the Democrats decided to release fucking COVID and fucking kill everybody, you know. Ooh, we're getting pulled right off the internet for that one. Ooh. And we just lost 3 of our fucking viewers right off the bat. Man.
Oh, it just lost another one. It says 9 on mine.
Yeah, mine keeps reloading on my phone, though. It's weird. It, like, keeps stopping. I don't know why. The live stream will stop. I have to click off, click back on. Just did it again.
It's like, oh, no, he's talking about COVID. Click.
As soon as I say shit like that, that's it, man. And I'm fucking, we're in HD and everything right now, so it's not me. It's not the stream. It's they're fucking throttling us or fucking dicking around their feed. Yeah, we just lost a couple more people. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. I don't get too wrapped up in the live chat. It's nice to have a bunch of people in the group. You know what I mean? Comment and shit. You know, there's a lot to talk about when there's a lot of people in the comments. But most of the time, once you get a certain amount in here, the fucking comments move so fast you can't even keep up with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My whole thing is, as long as we get the consistent views, which we do, we've always gotten consistent views, and as long as the views stay the way that they are, that's all that matters to me. You know what I mean? It would be nice, and we'd probably do a little bit better if I had the time to upload. The uploading of this audio version on fucking on all the problem on all the pocket. It's just so hard. It's just such a fucking pain in the ass, man. It takes forever. I need to get Elena to do it. You know what I mean? I don't know if she's not really adept at shit like that. You know what I mean? She doesn't really know how to. I need to sit down and take the time and just be like, can you do this for me? Because I can't. It's just too much, man. All this shit's just too much to do. And run a business and clean windows. It's just too much, man. It's too much. I hope you guys understand. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a lot. It's a lot to do. I mean, I don't have to do any of it, but I do know that you have to do it, and it sucks.
A bunch, man. It's a bunch, dude. It's just so much to do. Like, you know, like I was telling the guys before, I dropped a shit ton of money on something special for the Patreon guys, because I was like, you know, I'm not going to be doing like I did in previous years and fucking, you know, mailing out 4 fucking shirts a year and putting all that, you know, me and Jennifer spending hours in here making shirts and shit. I'm just going to do 1 big box a year, you know what I mean? And not like you're going to get a refrigerator box full of shit, but, you know, 1 special item, custom item every year. I dropped so much money on this fucking shit. I'm not going to tell people how much, but the boys know. And total fucking, it completely backfired in my fucking, I essentially threw like a shitload of money into I just like drove past a dumpster and tossed the money in it. That's what I did. It's essentially what happened. I just don't, it's just so much. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a bunch. I mean, I appreciate the support. Everyone's super awesome and everything, but it's a bunch, man. Like, I don't even know if everyone has, all the Patreon members now have cards, because new people have signed up. If you're listening to this and you don't have your Secret Order of the Squeegee card, hit me up privately. Let me know if, you know, Jacob's got his in his hand right there. You know, if you don't have your Squeegee Life card, man, just send me a message, shoot me an email, get a hold of me on Patreon, private message, go to the Squeegee Life page on YouTube, or fucking this comments below here, anywhere you feel like you can speak to me, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Send me a fucking letter in the mail, whatever you want to do. If you don't have your card, let me know and I'll get the card out to you. I know there's probably a couple dudes that don't, because we got some new members and shit, you know what I mean? I posted in the Patreon group the 25% discount code. It's good for all of August. That's going to change. You're going to get different codes every month here and there, or every other month, and that's the way I'm going to start doing Patreon now. You know what I mean?
We got a question. Is Georgia a good market for window cleaning?
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine, you know, it's like anything in the right area. Yeah. You know, I mean, if you're really rural, it might be tough. But if you've got a city, I mean, people need windows cleaned everywhere, you know?
Right. Yeah. If you, if you see, if there's an, it doesn't even have to be an affluent area. If you live in an area that has fucking strip malls or stores or anything like that, there's always a market for window cleaning. I know Mr. Redderay was always famous for saying that, drop me anywhere in the United States with a squeegee and a mop and a squeegee, and I'll have a room for the night and a nice dinner. You know what I mean? And that's true. You can make money anywhere cleaning windows. You just got to be persistent with it.
Exactly.
And in and the southern states, man, the really thing that's going to help you out there is you don't have to worry about it freezing all the time. You know what I mean? So you're going to be working a lot longer than most guys do. So.
Oh, exactly. My dad owned a carpet cleaning business when we lived in Baxley, Georgia, which is a town of 3,500 people, and he did really well. You know what I mean? Really well. And that was like early 90s.
Yeah, whenever I was displaced from that hurricane that came through a couple of years ago, I was staying with my wife at the time, her family. They live in a town like maybe in 45 minutes outside of Atlanta, and I was just trying to find shit to do, so I wasn't sitting around. I almost took a job with fish.
Really?
So
just to do something?
Yeah.
Before I knew how bad fish was, I worked for them for like.
Yeah, they were going to send me all around in the metro area and all the suburbs.
Right.
Like the dude was going to give me my own route. I mean,
I tried to do an after hours podcast, like talk about, like a behind the scenes podcast, but it can never gain any traction. It's really hard to ask the dudes to be like, hey man, you just did 2 hours. Let's do another fucking 30 minutes, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel bad asking the dudes to do that,
It could be something we do, maybe before the show or something. But
that's what I need to
Marc,
start. What I need to start doing is I just need to start being more vigilant about recording before the show starts, because we do like 20. I mean, it all depends. 15 to 30 minutes sometimes of bullshitting before the show even starts. You know what I mean? So I just need to do that. I need to start doing that so you guys, because there's a lot of shit that we say before this show that even though we say whatever we want on here, there's some things we don't say on here, so if anyone's any Patreon members, they know that, there are episodes of the show or like tidbits that the Patreon moments that only Patreon people can see that, there's some shit said.
Sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that gets said beforehand definitely could not go like on the live.
No, couldn't. It couldn't, because we got sponsors and shit, and I appreciate the sponsorships, because without the Patreon members and the sponsors, this ain't happening. I'm telling you that right now. That's the only thing that keeps me doing this is the Patreon guys and our sponsors. That's it. Maker Products, Black Diamond, Squeegee Rubber, WCR, Start Smart Box, all of them. You know what I mean? I guess American Window Cleaner Magazine. But,
Yes.
the Patreon member, like, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be doing this. To be quite honest with you, it's just gotten to the point where it gets to be a pain in the ass sometimes. It's nice, I will tell you this, it's nice doing it on a Thursday night. I appreciate that now. Don't you guys like it better on Thursday nights?
I like it way better, man. I'm in a better frame of mind. I finally got like
bother me either way.
I'm with you on that. So I feel I'm just in a better like mind frame on Thursday, because I only got tomorrow to go, and if I do have to work Saturday, I never work past 12 on Saturday. Never.
No, exactly. And it was especially in season. I get up at 5 a.m. I finish my work by 6. I go home. I eat dinner real fast, and then I'm here, and then I'm like home and in bed by like midnight.
Right.
So it's a long day to be like, well, I still have 2 more like tough days to come. It's a lot.
Right. Yeah, I just like it better. I'm not saying that it never won't go back. I mean, this is always going to be ever changing and evolving. This is never going to be the one thing. We're just going to do what makes sense for us.
Yeah, and I think in the summertime too, everyone's so busy or hot or tired that like, if you go back and look at the podcast, when we do the best is like fall and spring, and then like winter when people get bored.
Yeah.
But like summer's tough for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's super hard to stay consistent in the summertime. You know what I mean? It's super hard to be consistent.
Winter is when everyone starts shit. So
yeah, and winter's nothing but drama. So, which I get, guys are bored. They ain't got a lot of shit going on, whatever. But oof, that shit gets old.
I'll have a new podcast space by January next year, so it'll be a little bit easier. I'll be able to be home, and it'll be fun. I won't have to drive to my shop every night to do it. So.
What I don't understand is what I mean. Don't you have a basement with an Ethernet connection and just sit in the corner?
I can't smoke in my house, dude.
Oh.
The 2.5 hours of sitting here sucks when I'm redoing the garage this winter.
Okay.
So that's mine.
Okay.
That's where I got like a loft upstairs that's like I just gotta do some work to it and it'll be ready to go.
Cool.
So
Cool.
That will be the new headquarters for Shine Through, just for the office staff will be at my house. So.
Oh, okay.
It will be, yeah. Well,
and what's gonna happen to where you're sitting at right now?
This is gonna stay just we're divisionalizing next year. I've moved Craig into a new role. He's got a new guy and he's gonna have one more new guy. They're just gonna handle all the power washing, and me and Andrew are just gonna handle all the window cleaning. So they're gonna do gutter cleaning, outside onlys with power washing.
Okay.
We've got enough work where we can kind of. Nice. I don't want to power wash anymore, to be honest with you. Like I just want to go clean windows and.
Right.
So I'm phasing myself out by 40 was my goal, and I'll just be doing sales and running the office. So I'm trying to. You never know what's going to happen, but that's the plan. So
yeah, I don't ever foresee myself doing that. I just kind of like the way things work for me, so I'm going to do it for as long as I can do it, and when I can't do it no more, I'm just going to not do it no more. Simple.
Exactly.
I'll go get a regular job.
Get you a greedy job at Walmart.
Well,
I ain't there.
I have aspirations to not. When this house is paid off, that's it, man. That is it. That is it. That is it. Once my house is paid off, that is it for me. I don't need to worry about anything else. I'm going to be super particular about what I do, who I work for. I'm only going to do what I have to do. You know what I mean? And that ain't going to be much after this is paid off. You know what I mean? So I just pay my house off, keep saving for fucking when I'm 900 years old, and I'll be good. You know what I mean? I just don't want to. I may end up with a bucket and a motorhome. You know what I mean? And I might drive around in the wintertime just fucking goofing off with people. You know what I mean?
Sounds like a plan, man.
In the wintertime. You know what I mean? Just, go down to Arizona, go out and fucking work a week or so with fucking Mario in fucking California. You know what I mean? Drive the family out to Cali, go clean some glass of Mario. You know what I mean? Just shit like, you know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Go to Arizona and go see Grandpa Philip.
Yeah.
Once you become financially independent, the world's your oyster, man. You can kind of build it the way that you want to do.
I mean, most people's struggle in life is housing.
Yeah.
A place to live, and once that is sorted, life is a lot easier. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, you've always got the house to borrow against if you need to or whatever, if there's ever an emergency or anything like that. But once the house is paid off, fuck, then it's just the necessities in life. You know what I mean? How much shit do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want a fucking Olympic-sized swimming pool and a fucking, window cleaning empire built in your backyard? I mean, it all depends on what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My aspirations are what they are now at 38. When I'm 52, it could be a whole different
ball game. Yeah.
I watched my dad get old and tired, and I said, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? He just busted his ass his whole life.
Right.
He doesn't have a hell of a lot to show for it. I mean, he's happy, which is the big thing. But,
right. And to be quite honest with you, I don't have a lot to show for it. Like, all my buddies have, like, fucking, like, a fucking lowrider car and 7 motorcycles, and I just can't, could I do that? Yeah, I could do that, you know what I mean? But what am I, you know what I mean? Like, then I'm fucking beholden to things. I can go do whatever I want whenever I want, you know what I mean? Of course, but I don't want to be beholden to things. I watched, my grandfather, same thing as your dad, bust his ass his entire life, and then at the end of it, just sit at home and do nothing. And I promised him that I wouldn't do that. I told him, he's like, you gotta promise me when you're done fucking working, don't stay here. Go see the country. For me, you gotta go do that. And I was just like, you know what? That's a great idea. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pay this fucking house off, buy myself a fucking motorhome before I do that, and I'm just gonna cruise. Me and Jennifer are just gonna cruise, man. Go see the country. Take the kids with us if they want to go, the grandkids, whatever. I'm just done. You know what I mean? I'm not. Life is way more than fucking making money, man. It's way more than 100%. That. And it's totally fleeting and over in a fucking moment. And that fucking extra 3 jobs you fucking get on Facebook and brag about with your fucking checks and all that shit, at the end of it don't add up to fucking shit. It don't add up to nothing. It just don't.
There's way more important stuff, man. There's like
some quality of life is super important to some people, and some people it just doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I want all the things. You know what I mean? I want the fucking plaid purple suit with the fucking gaiters and fucking, the car with 45-inch rims, and I want this and I want that, and that makes them happy. And some people are just like, I don't want to do none of that. I just want to hang out with people I love. You know what I mean? I measure my wealth by the experiences and the time spent. You know what I mean? There's some people that don't measure it that way. You know what I mean? It's all different for everybody. I'm not saying the way I think is the better way, but, in my reality, that is the better way. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting, because, you learn things. If you don't learn things from people ahead of you, then you got a problem. So when you see people go through their entire life doing something, and they tell you, this is a mistake I made, or this is a mistake I made, you should probably heed that advice. You know what I mean? Especially if they're in a rocking chair and fucking shitting and pissing on themselves. You know what I mean? Like, they've been around the block. You know what I mean? So I'm sure your dad's got a lot of fucking diamonds for you here and there,
Well, he just, I think he did what classic dads do. You get too busy working your life away, and then you look up one day, and I'm 38, you know what I mean? He's older. He's got grandkids that are late teenagers, going to be in their 20s, and he's like, I need to slow down and enjoy this, man.
Yeah.
And that's what he tells me. He's like, be smart, work hard, have aspirations, but he's like, leave yourself the ability to, like, seeing
live
the world
life.
and the country opens your perspective a lot to, like, just seeing what's out. I mean, this country, you could spend your lifetime and you're not going to see all of it,
Right.
You're just, it's a big, beautiful place out there, and you should see it.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm planning a trip. I'm going out west next year. When I take time off next year, when we take a podcast break, I'm taking off. I'm shutting her down. I'm turning my phone off. I'm buying a new phone and giving fucking only the people I want fucking my contact information so we can bullshit and whatnot. But turning the phone off, setting it at the house, and being like, fuck it, I'm out of here for 2 weeks. Just taking off. Yeah. Taking off, bro.
Oh, so now you're going to take 2 weeks? You made it.
I might even take a month off. I shut down for 12 days this past a couple weeks ago. I didn't do nothing. No phone calls, no nothing. 12 days. It was the best thing I ever did. My patience is already gone. My patience is already gone again. You know what I mean? I'm already cussing at fucking the water-fed pole hose already. So that's how I measure my frustration. Like, how well is my day going? How many times am I gonna cuss at that fucking 5/16 line, supply line to my water-fed pole? How many times am I gonna cuss at that fucking thing? You know what I mean? Or bitch about a bush. Or bitch about a bush. It's only, you know what I mean? That's my frustration level. When I've, like, reached, like, 4 fuck this water-fed pole and, like, 5 or 6 this fucking bush, I know it's time to go home.
I think they need to plant another bush.
Yeah, dude. The bushes, man. Fuck me, dude. Not only are there bushes, but you gotta get the most abrasive, like, spiny, fucking pokey shit in the world to stick in front of your fucking windows, you motherfucker. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do about plant like
4 feet from the house?
yeah.
Branches are against the glass.
Yeah,
Like, all right, fucking like please, this is getting. I've honestly, I just hedge expectations now. I'm just like, I'm not fucking climbing through a fucking tree and getting stung by bees. I'm like, this is how I'm doing it. You don't like it, fucking find somebody else, man.
I had a manager of one of the restaurants, like, she stopped me today, and she's like, "Are you the one that broke that tree branch on the side of the building?" I'm like, "Yep." And she looked at me, she's like, "Oh, I didn't think you'd be honest about that." I was like, "Why wouldn't I be?" She's like, "Well, why would you just break that off?" I was like, "Because I'm tired of it fucking being on the window." That simple. You complain about the way those windows look, but won't do nothing about trimming the bushes. So I busted that whole branch off that fucking tree. You want to know why? Because I don't fucking care.
I handled it for you.
Yeah, I took care of it for you.
Yeah.
I broke that bitch off.
You're lucky I don't charge you for it, bitch.
I broke that bitch off and laid it in the flower bed. That's what I did with it. Yep, I did that. It was sitting on 4 fucking windows. And she's like, "Man, those windows look bad, Terry." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what could be the issue."
Yeah,
all the other
tree.
windows look great, and then there's those 4 windows with a tree growing on them that don't look good. I wonder why. I got tired of you asking questions. I just told her, I was like, "You kept complaining about those 4 windows. That was the issue, so I solved it." She's like, "Well, I wish I could have had somebody come out and prune it." I was like, "It's been like that for 4 years. Everyone's seen me complain about those fucking, that tree on that Applebee's. Everyone's fucking seen that video. You all know what I'm talking about."
Yes.
That Applebee's, that one side, them fucking trees grow. I broke the fucking branch off. I'm tired of it. Tired of it. So
Man, it gets to a point where you're just like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, I'm just
done, dude.
And the fun part is, like, I used to always think I'd lose jobs. I won't get this if I'm honest. And I'm like, if I just do it this way. No. People, like, I think
super liberating to be.
Now, I just tell people, like, straight up, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. You're not going to get that window? I'm like, look at that window. It's 45 feet in the air. I'm like, you can't, that's in the attic.
Yeah.
Why do you care? I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you can find
I had a lady 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was still, no, it was just before, it was actually just before the 4th of July. She's got this condo on the water. These fucking things are like sitting on, they're 3 stories, but they're also sitting on a block fucking foundation with a garage underneath it. So technically it's about 4 stories. You know, this fucking window is like 50 some odd feet in the air. It's an eyebrow window over top of a roof. You know, so it's got like to the edge from the base of the window to the gutter. It's probably like 4 or 5 foot, and it's like fucking 45 foot in the fucking air. And then, you know what I mean, you got to reach back. She's like, "Are you going to do those 2 windows out there?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Why not?" She goes, I'm paying. I was like, "You're not paying me to do those because I didn't bid those. So I ain't doing them."
Yeah.
You got two windows on 45 foot in the air that are this fucking wide that don't open up in a fucking closet that looks like that's got so much shit piled in it I can't even do the inside of the motherfuckers, but you worried about the outside.
Yeah, it's.
She's like, "You gonna give me any money off of that?" I'm like, "No, I did not bid those." I was like, "Look, I got the window count right here. I give you the description of the fucking work. Nowhere in there does it says I'm climbing on the roof to clean those 2 fucking goofy windows, lady. Fuck out of here." She tried to big dog me and not pay me, but she paid me. Bitch.
I had that yesterday. Dude, I did this job I've been doing for 5 years. And this guy, every time, it's the same bullshit. He's like, "Oh, you put leaf guard up here, and the gutters are clogged." I'm like, "They're not clogged. You live in a pine forest, and you want me to blow off your roof?" I'm like, "It's sitting on top of the guard." He's like, "Well, I don't understand why they're sitting up there." I'm like, "Well, they don't evaporate. They're pine needles, dude. They're just not clogging your gutters." Like, I don't understand how you don't, like, see your neighbor's roof that has pine needles on it? Like, what are they, you know, I mean, it's just what happens. They fall from the sky. It's about shit. So I do the job. I've been doing it for 4 years. And normally, it used to take me a whole day to do this job. It's $1,000. You know, 7.5 hours. I did it in 4.5. 1, I wanted to get the fuck out of there. And 2, I did the same job I do every time. I just know the house and I'm faster.
Right.
Like, even the bill. I've never paid $1,000. You're a lawyer payments, lawyer fees over here. he's got a big Donald Trump sign in the house. He's complaining about inflation. And I'm like, I haven't raised your prices in 4 years. I've never paid this. I'm like, oh, well, I got customer factor. You want to see what you paid? $1,000. $1,000.
Right.
I'm like, I raised the price on you.
Right.
And he's like, well, you only did it in 4 hours. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, the windows look bad? He's like, no, they look great. I'm like, okay.
What
so
are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about here, dude?
I told him, I'm like, I can go sit in the truck for an hour if you want me to. Like, I'm like,
I mean, I can kick, I'll fucking watch TikToks, take a nap, whatever the fuck you want me to do, player. Whatever makes you feel good, homie. I had, for every customer like that, there's maybe one or two that are the complete fucking opposite of that. Where they're like,
want you gone.
Yeah, well, I do a house on the island, dude. It's you guys, it's been on YouTube before. It's a big blue house on the island. It's a fucking total fucking shit show. They don't use pesticides on the house because his wife's a bird lover. And she loves birds. A fucking bird, a swallow, can build a fucking nest right in the middle of the window, and she'll be like, skip it, and the one next to it. She don't care. The dude's like, yeah, I just want you to get the spider webs off the windows and shit. He doesn't even care if there's spots on the windows. And the motherfucker tips me $100 every time I do it. And I'm already charging him out of the ass for it. And he gives me $100 on top of it. Every time. And then there's the guys that are like, well, you were here for an hour and a half, and I paid you $350. I want you to justify that price to me. Well, you could have said no. Yeah. Well, I expected you to be here all day, so you're mad at me because I'm good at my job? Well, no, then what are you complaining about? What you come out and say the windows look absolutely amazing and then question me about how much I'm charging you when you already agreed to what I'm charging you.
Exactly.
It's not like I pulled up in the driveway, got out my ladders, and said, I'm cleaning your fucking windows, motherfucker, and then come down and be like, you did a great job, give me my fucking money. You know what I mean? I was there a couple weeks ago and told you how much it was going to cost. You know what I mean? Like, why are we arguing?
It drives me nuts, man. This guy, at the end of it too, takes his check and goes like this to me. Like, he writes the check and goes, lawyer payments, and threw it at me. And I was like, all right. So I took his invoice and threw it on the floor. I was like, have a great day, sir. And he was just like I'm walking out the door and I'm just laughing. I'm like, I'm never going to be here again. I'm never going to back. I was like, he called the office thinking like, I think he forgets that I'm the owner of the company. He's like, your tech. I'm like, me? Yeah, I was at your house. I was like, I think you're going to be like weirdly surprised. I'm like, go get 3 estimates and bring them back to me because I haven't changed your price in 4 years and I know I'm not the highest around here. So I'm like, if you find somebody cheaper, more than fine, go with them. Like, but I've been taking care of your house for 4 years, and you threw a check at me.
I have,
I'm lucky I didn't knock you the fuck out in your house, guy.
I had a lady. I've been, I took over the, when I bought the company out, I took all, the whole customer base with me, and this lady, we were doing her house 6, sometimes 8 times a year. I mean, fucking inside and out every single fucking time, shitload of money. But I want to tell you, I've been doing this house for nearly a decade in window cleaning. It was one of the first houses I ever cleaned as a window cleaner. You know what I mean? Like one of the houses I learned on. Well over a decade. Almost super close to a decade. You know what I mean? Maybe fucking 9 years and fucking 10 months to this point. Yeah. And she's like, I get done with the house, and apparently she's married to someone from, Saudi Arabia or somewhere around in there, and her mother-in-law was coming into town, you know what I mean? Like, and I think this is the first time ever, whatever, so there's probably a little added stress, you know what I mean? Muslim family, whatever. She's probably under a lot of pressure, I'm sure, to make a good impression, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, you didn't do the screens. And I'm like, well, I never do the screens. She's like, yes, you do. I was like, never. I was like, I can pull up 9 years of invoicing and never, not one time, anywhere is there mentioned anything about cleaning screens. She wanted me to wash her screens, which I would have happily done if she would have asked me. When I started the job, she would have walked out, hey, Terry, can you clean the screens this time? I would have fucking charged her for the fucking shit. I would have walked out of there with another $100, you know what I mean? Whatever. I got no problem doing that, you know what I mean? But don't wait until I'm completely done. Put your whole house back together. Walk up, give you the invoice, and be like, why didn't you do the screens? Because you didn't ask me to. And she's like, you do the screens every time, Terry. I don't understand. I was like, I never do the screens. The only thing I do with your screens is take them out and put them back in. You've been given a price. I gave you an estimate for window cleaning, exterior only, window cleaning inside and out, window cleaning and screen washing. You have 3 estimates. Here's the estimate I sent you back in 2002. You know what I mean? Yada da. And she got nasty as shit with me, dude. Super fucking nasty with me. And she was a friend of my late aunt's too. Like they went to church together, whatever. Super fucking nasty to me. She walked out and just kind of she had my invoice and something else in her hand, and I always have 2 copies. You know what I mean? And I was gonna sign the other one, give it to her so for her records or whatever that she paid. And she just kind of fucking sat it on. She tossed it out the door, stapled together, just tossed it. And she was standing there talking to me, and I fucking wadded up her fucking invoice and I threw it at her. Dude, I have never been talked to like that in my entire life by anyone. People with money have a way of talking, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't like calling me a motherfucker or nothing, but she was degrading the fuck out of me, you know what I mean? Like, basically, I'm a fucking pissant and at her service, you know what I mean? And I just know. After all of these years, and plus, my family, you're gonna talk to me like that? No. Her husband called me, I heard that you and my wife, I was like, yeah, you heard correct. I was like, she came outside, she was super, and then this is the thing, this is what I told her, I was like, and just so you know that I record everything that I do, so my GoPro sitting on the tailgate of my truck caught the way that you were fucking talking to me. I was like, so if you would like the file to where the way your wife was speaking to me, I have no problem sending it to you. None. You know what I mean? That was the end of that, but I've not worked for him. I see her in the grocery store all the time. Whatever's whatever. I just walk by her like I don't even fucking know her. You know what I mean? I wasn't nasty, but I didn't like fucking throw it in her face or nothing, but it bounced off her chest. Like, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, man. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. You gonna come out, throw shit at me. What really fucking pissed me off the most is that she, like, when she went in the fucking house, she deliberately kicked my fucking shit over. My pole, my scraper and my pole were sitting next to the door, and I had a towel on it, and she deliberately kicked it. And that's what fucking pissed me off. I'm like, bitch, are you serious right now? You gonna kick my shit, bitch? Now she was walking in the house, fucking kicking my shit. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And the thing that really was the real kicker about this is the fucking screens weren't even that fucking dirty. Because you want to know what? I wiped the fucking screens off before I put them back in anyways. It's just fucking force of habit. I'm not washing screens, but I'll, give it a wipe and toss it back in. I'm not a fucking piece of shit. It's not like I threw the screens back up there with fucking cobwebs and leaves stuck to them. I wouldn't do something like that. You know what I mean? I got more self-respect than that. But, I mean, you want me to wash your fucking screens, you're going to pay me to wash them. If not, they're going to get wiped off. She just didn't like the fact that I did not. She wanted me to wash them, and she wanted me to go the extra mile, and I don't give a fuck what you got going on in your life. Unless you tell me differently, I'm doing it the same way I did the last 40 fucking times I've done it. 38 times at that point. I've done the house 38 fucking times. You bitch.
That's
the same way every time. You pay every single time for that same exact service, and this time you want to be nasty. No.
Yeah, just it shows you that, like, customer retention, or people you think you have forever, man. It's not how it goes. You know what I mean? Just like people can turn on you on a dime for no reason,
on a dime,
whenever they feel like it, and it's maddening.
I had that the same way with, I had those McDonald's. I did those McDonald's for that, 3-4 years there. And I was always at fucking McDonald's. Always. If you texted me or Voxered me or Facebook messaged me, I was probably doing that shit at a McDonald's when I was talking to you. You know what I mean? That's how often I was fucking at McDonald's. Anything they wanted done, I was doing the window cleaning inside and out. I was pressure washing the drive-thrus, the fucking dumpster pads. I was even going through and replacing ceiling tiles in their fucking in the back end, over their fucking, what do you want to call it? Doing maintenance punch lists for inspections. I was going in replacing full drop ceiling tiles and fucking, having this fixed or getting a door painted for him. I was doing everything for him. And then, boom, just like that, some dude comes in, fucking underbids me on the window cleaning, lose all of it. Right in the middle of right after the pandemic, which I understand they had to, stop services and shit because of the pandemic. The dining rooms are closed or not, it's not a necessity, you know what I mean? So I got it. I had no problem with that. But the fact that we come back, you want a new estimate. I gave them the same estimate I gave them before. And they went with the dude that was $10 per cleaning cheaper than me. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? For real, dude? After all of that, really? $10, dude. Yeah. No, it might be 15. It might have been 15, but it wasn't. Still. It wasn't a lot of money. It's not like the dude come in at $50. I'm $50 more expensive than them or anything. I mean, I was making money on that shit. Good money. But to be quite honest with you,
McDonald's I did haven't even called me since.
Right.
I've reached out to my contact and he doesn't even reply to me anymore. So.
Right. I don't. And it was really. What's up, John? It was really nice. Yeah. Really nice having those jobs. That McDonald's. It's a lot of money, man. I was making. Life was super easy in the wintertime for me. For when those McDonald's, when I had those, I didn't have a care in the world. I was like, I got work, plenty of work to do all winter long, and I don't have to worry about fucking nothing. You know what I mean? Like, nothing. Saving money, everything was fucking great. You know what I mean? But I don't miss it. I don't miss the money, and I don't miss the fucking headache. It was just I lived at those fucking places. Lived at them. Everything. Is that not only did I have like fucking 9 fucking McDonald's, but I also had fucking 12 fucking Wendy's that I have to do too, and fucking Applebee's and fucking Subways and fucking Chick-fil-A's and fucking Culver's. I have a shitload of restaurants I was doing. You know what I mean? I don't miss that no more. I was doing all those fucking, and in the summer I'd add more by doing Cedar Point's fucking all their fucking restaurants over there they wanted done. So Saturday I was out doing restaurants. That's all I did. The pandemic might have been the best thing that ever happened to me. Because then...
Yeah, it changed everything for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because now I'm just like... I still do my Wendy's, I still do my Applebee's and shit, but the rest of them, I don't miss none of that shit. None of it. The money would be nice, yes. That money would still be nice, but I don't... Financially, and at the end of the year, I don't see that no more. Yeah, it's not made a difference. You know what I mean? Because all it's done is free up more fucking time for me to go make that money somewhere else. That's all it's done. Easier. Now I can do, instead of doing those 2 restaurants every morning, I go spend an hour and a half and make the same amount of money on a fucking house and not have no headaches. You know what I mean? Just bang it out. Bang it out. Bang it out like we used to bang your mom in high school. Right, Seth? We used to bang everybody's mom.
Bang, bang, bang. Put my foot in your ass. Bang, bang, bang.
What time is it? We got 45 minutes left.
9:15.
Is anybody in the chat or anybody watching or anybody that's not in the chat? Whatever. If you're not sitting, does anybody have any questions or anything? I'm down to open up the chat here if anybody has any questions and stuff. Did you get your shirts, Jacob?
I got a confirmation today saying they were shipped today.
Because apparently I don't know what's happened again. The Shopify account and the T-Chip account and the shirts. Tim put all that stuff up for me. He's the one that put all that stuff up for me. There's a little tomfoolery there for a little while. I had to figure out.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. So.
And I'm there's like, so there was a few shirts that when you like the one shirt, the Letter A shirt, Letter A logo swap. It needed a variant because the file was missing or something, so I had to go back in and fix that for you. So that's why it took a little longer. But
no worries. Sorry, my kid came and gave me a hug.
Oh, that's a good thing, man.
Yeah. I don't know if dudes know or not, but again, go check the Patreon page. There's a discount code on there for unions. Did I put it in the Discord too, Jacob?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
No, it's not in the Discord.
Discord. I'll put it in the I'll put the code in the Discord too. But there's a code in there for 25% off the whole month of August on your whole order.
Mr. Awesome Guy asks, how often do you lose clients because you're so busy that they go with someone else?
I got family first right there on my arm. See it? Not very often, but I do. I mean, like I'll tell you this. I have like a route, storefronts that I used to do starting out. You know, like $20, $15 storefronts. I don't even fucking do anymore. I don't, like, on a regular basis. I don't even do them. There's like maybe 4 or 5 of them. I used to, I used to go and do like maybe 6, like small storefront work. I just don't even fuck with it anymore. Unless they call me, I don't even fuck with it. They call and say, "Hey Terry, can you come do the windows?" I will do them. And when you do that, you tend to lose some of them. But you gotta. I learned something. This is what I learned from Luke. He goes, you got, at some point, some of these, like the businesses that you start out working with, once you get to a certain point, that money just doesn't make sense for the time anymore. You know what I mean? Because in that, you know what I mean? And it all adds up, you know what I mean? My cousin's always like, "Oh, so you got enough money to just not be doing shit, huh?" You know what I mean? That's what my cousin will say to me. "Oh, so you're rich." I'm like, "No, I'm not saying that." He goes, "Well, why aren't you going to do that fucking work then, motherfucker?" You know what I mean? So, but you get to a point of the law of diminishing returns where, you're like spending fucking, dicking around trying to find a parking spot downtown, trying to fucking, you know what I mean? It's all this fucking bullshit. Waiting fucking a month for a fucking $20 check. You know what I mean? It's just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
You know what I
and
mean?
Then it's a trip to the bank, and you're like, for $20, man. I'm like, I made $5.
yeah, dude. You know what I mean? If they call me, I'll go and do it. But I mean, there's gonna be. It's all relative, really, Mr. Awesome Guy. It's really all relative. I mean, losing a customer because you're too busy, I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, really, to be quite honest, because you're busy.
Yeah, I probably rotate 30 or 40 customers, maybe 50, if I really think about it, that I will lose every year because they didn't call in time, or like, I'm busy in June and I'm just like, we're straight out for the month. Like, we lost some competition here and it's been really busy. And so people are like, well, I need it done now. And I get it. But with losing that, I've gained like 100 customers, or 150. It's just how it goes.
That's the same thing.
Like J.G. Wentworth. It's my money and I want it
now. I am the same way. There's a gap in the competition now. Like, there's a guy that was doing it for years. He did a lot of work around here in a big area, and he's no longer in business, and somebody's trying to take it over and fucking not doing a good job of it. You know what I mean? So a lot of those jobs, people are, looking, like I said, I mean, I gained, like, I do almost an entire road on the island over there. You know what I mean? I got almost every fucking house over there. You know what I mean? Because this guy's absence. And, that's not a bad thing. Like, I'm losing work because I'm too busy. I have no problems, guys, with customers calling me. Like, when they're ready, they're ready. You know what I mean? And there's occasions where, this year where the people I normally do things where I wasn't able to. I can't help that, you didn't have, we just missed each other this year. Well, Terry, I'm going to have to go with somebody else. I understand. I'm not going to, I have to be courteous to the people that have taken the time to set up an appointment, and I can't, there's only so much I can do. I'm a solo guy for the most part, and if I can't do it, I can't do it. If you can't wait for me, then I understand. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Things happen, man.
If you're really, it's not my fault. You have poor planning. Thank you.
Well, someone told me this. Someone told me this. A guy that works for my fucking cousin. His favorite saying is, "Poor planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part."
Correct.
And that's the number one thing in customer service I've ever fucking learned is that. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much you can do for people, But Jason, the windows at the waterfall, are there in the summertime? It's actually kind of a breeze. But in the winter, when the waterfall, because that never freezes, that's an underground, naturally fed waterfall there. There's like I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Blue Hole, one of those fucking big natural springs that supposedly has no end. It goes all the way to the center of the earth. But it's fed by that and the creek. And I normally call it a creek, but I knew somebody's going to give me shit about it. But the creek never freezes, and that waterfall runs all year round. So when in the wintertime, that mist kind of floats a little bit more than it normally does and really fucking dicks the windows up. So the summer, it's pretty easy. I really like those two jobs, and they're cash jobs, and you can't never go wrong with cash jobs.
No,
Especially commercial cash jobs. You hand them a fucking
you don't
invoice
get that often.
and they hand you cashola. Cash! So that's nice.
It goes right in your pocket, and it's nice.
No, it doesn't.
I've not used Nanovations
accounted
on that
for.
yet, Jason. No, I have not. Does that respect you? Wait, reason to me. Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting people to wait three fucking weeks for me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if it takes 2 weeks out, it's kind of normal. You know, especially I get people around 4th of July, they're like, you're scheduled 2 weeks out, and I'm like, listen, man, if you could find somebody cleaning windows right now that's got the time to stop and just go and do your house, I would be questioning whether or not they're good at what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're either...
My customers...
Yeah, something's not right.
I'm like, June's probably busy for any residential window cleaner, I'm assuming. But I've had so many customers that have, like, I call them in March. They're like, well, I don't know if I don't know if I want to commit to June yet. And then they call me in June. I'm like, I'm already booked. Like, remember when I called you then? And then they call me in March. They're like, all right, yeah, put me on the schedule. And I'm like, yeah, it's like, you got to plan. I'm like, this is my busiest month of the year. Like, I just don't have time. Like, that's why I'm calling you now to give you the opportunity for the spot. So I don't want to hear from you to be like, you never called me. I'm like, I did.
I don't call people. I let them call me. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't ever have no problem scheduling shit. My fucking books are always full. I'm fucking, you know what I mean? So I got something to do every single fucking day.
Yeah.
The problem is over the years, I've learned that, like, if there's customers that normally do things at the same time every fucking year, like clockwork. They're on a schedule. Their bug guy comes this time every year, unless it rains, you know what I mean? And then it's pushed back a week or two. Whatever the case may be, normally it's kind of like I do the same. Like, when I go through and start looking at invoice history, it's like, oh, they do it the same time every year, you know what I mean? Those people are in the groove, they get it, you know what I mean? But if I get someone new, I'm like, oh man, I really wish you could. I'm like, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, most of these spots up are filled in fucking May. You know what I mean? Like, July window cleanings and shit like that, you know what I mean? Some people, like, most of my June is filled up in May, most of my July is filled up in June, you know what I mean? That's just the way it works. So, if you want something done at a certain time, because you do this every year, hit me up. I'll schedule it out that far if you want. And then once we get closer, I'll contact you, be like, hey, is everything still good? I've got tons of customers like that. You know what I mean? Like, they'll call me in April and be like, hey, Terry, this year, we're kind of looking towards the end of June. Can you get us a day? And I'm like, sure. I just put it on there. I'm like, and if anything changes, once we get a week out, I'll send you an email or send you a text message, feel you out, see where we're at, and if we're good to go, we're good to go. If we're not, we'll move it. You know what I mean? But if we got to move it, you know what I mean? It might be a day or two. You know what I mean? I normally can make that happen for somebody that plans ahead. I'll go the extra mile. I'll stay out later. You know what I mean? I'll work. Yeah. I'll do more if I have to. You know what I mean? So, but them motherfuckers that call you last minute, like, listen, this is when I can do it. I can't wait that long. Okay. You know what I mean? That's what I tell them. Okay, I got 2 ladies this year. Nasty, snotty shit me. Oh, you mean to tell me? Yep, that's what I'm telling you. Nope. Well, I called this other guy, and he said the same thing. I was like, well, you're probably going to call 2 more guys, and they're going to tell you the same thing, too. Sorry, lady.
It's the way it works. I think mostly the reason I do February and March calling people is it creates a lot less office work when we're fucking busy. Mm-hmm. Like, those are phone calls I don't have to make in May. Or deal with them on the phone in June when I'm hot and bothered. I'm like, listen, I got time now. Do you want to go, or what do you want to do?
Right.
Well, can't hear.
Yeah. I don't suffer any fools, man. I just don't do it. I used, you know what I mean? There for a while, up until like a couple years ago, that's the one thing about this podcast, doing this podcast, networking with dudes and talking with people that I've learned is, You know, sometimes you just gotta, you know, you can't do it. You just can't do it, and there's nothing wrong with not being able to do it, and that's okay. You know what I mean? You know, it's just windows. There's plenty of them out there. You know, you know, if I've learned anything, that's one thing I've learned from, especially you, Seth. Is you can only do what you can do. You don't like it, sorry. It's not like you're losing. I mean, you might be losing that paycheck, but there's several. Clearly, there's a reason why you don't have to worry about that. You know what I mean? Like, you got plenty to do. You know.
Well, you've put yourself in a good position too, where like you're not chasing. You know what I mean? That chase in the beginning sucks when you're chasing work, you're chasing jobs, and don't get me wrong, I have months that are slow, and I got to call people and stuff like that, or send out emails or whatever. You know, August isn't the busiest month around here, but for the most part, I don't have to chase no more. Like, that opens up a lot of opportunities.
I got super lucky this year, and I've got fucking two big I got a school.
Nice.
And off a large all glass office building, like out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere. And then another building, like some really nice fucking August work that I'm just like out of left field. I'm like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Because I'm like, you know, a lot of shit has changed for me since the pandemic. There's a lot of work that I used to do that I don't do anymore. You know what I mean? And there's been a lot of changes. Like I used to have that government contract that I was doing for years. And the guy that I used to have deal with there, he went on to another job. I've not done that since I lost that. I used to do the inside of that big retirement community. They decided to go with a property maintenance company, a management company, and now they're gonna do the insides. The cleaning staff for the property is gonna do the insides. I kind of chuckled. I was like, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? As long as you guys still, and they're like, we just want to do the outside 2 times a year. I couldn't have been happier. You know what I mean? I was like, okay. You know what I mean? He's like, and he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you let go of that pretty easily. I was like, because if whoever thinks that was a good idea, it's not, because that's not easy to do. They were like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, you got to go into 4 floors of fucking apartments of elderly people with shit piled in the fucking windows, and they can't hear the fucking door, and they don't want you going in there, and this guy's got tattoos, I don't trust him. You know you know what I'm saying? That is a lot to fucking deal with. A lot. Now, I enjoy it because I miss my grandparents, and I wouldn't have the window cleaning company if it wasn't for my grandparents. They're the ones that loaned me the money to do this. You know, that was one of the last things my grandmother did. Everyone knows that. My grandmother bought me my first carbon fiber water-fed pole that was brand new to me, not some used Tucker or nothing like that. Like, you know, I got me a Reach It Mini. I thought I was the shit. And then I used it for about 9 months, and I was like, what in the fuck did I buy? You know, so I like working so it doesn't really bother me too much because I'm used to it, but for someone that's not used to having to do that, that's going to be a fucking nightmare. You know what I mean? I was like, that's cool with me. They kept me on for the gutter cleanings and the exterior windows and all the power washing, and I'm cool with that. You can do all the inside work you want. I'm cool with not doing that. I'm cool with it. Cool with it. Because I had that other job over there, that other government contract, and that was always exterior only. I enjoyed that job. It was super easy. It was like 4 or 5 days of just fucking get up in the morning, do a restaurant real quick, and just go hang out there and clean glass all day and have a good time. One spot, don't have to worry about nothing. It was wonderful. I missed that job. So that's now turned into, this job is now turned into that. So I haven't got no problem with that. I have no problem with that. That's all.
And that's how it works. You've opened yourself up for way more opportunities, and they're coming your way.
Yeah.
A lot of times, it's the mindset of being like, "Oh, I lost this." And like, if you look at it as an opportunity to get something better, you know, there's a lot of jobs I used to do, and I'm like, "Oh man, I lost that job," and I'm like, "I fucking hate that job. I hate doing that job. I don't want to do it."
I just recently, I don't know if I lost the Chick-fil-A last month. I don't know if I lost it to another company, or they've decided to cut back, or I don't know. He just sent me a message saying, "Hey Terry, I just want to let you know we're gonna stop the service right now. I'll let you know when we want to start it back up." And I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? And you know, I was like, fuck, man, I just lost a restaurant. You know what I mean? Fuck, dude. Like, am I doing a bad job? Which I'm not. You know what I mean?
Is that the Chick-fil-A where
all the scratches,
scratch
scratch all the fuck. losing that, I was like, oh, fuck, man. And then, like, it wasn't but maybe 2 hours after that phone conversation, I had 3 fucking estimates, you know what I mean? And I closed on all of those, you know what I mean? And I made that yearly money up. I made it up on 2 fucking, almost doubled it on 2 jobs. I got both that school, that fucking office building made up for that. You know what I mean? Like, instantly. So, when, like, awesome guy, I know you're like, oh, man, you wonder if you're too busy, man. Like, it's not a bad thing. If you're losing customers when you're not busy, that's when it's time to start worrying about shit. You know what I mean? Like, being too busy is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It sucks not being able to, like, fulfill all your customers' needs, but, again, poor planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part. You know what I mean? It's that simple. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you want it to.
It can, but you're going to be charged.
Yeah, you're going to be charged for that. That's true. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the way it goes. Hoping you squeeze me in and make it this price I can.
Yeah. I always give them the well, if you pay in cash, can you pay me in cash? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, when I'm done, you'll pay me cash. As soon as I'm done, get my ladder and my stuff back in my truck, I'm gonna get cash. Yeah, all right, yeah, I can do that for you. You know what I mean? I'll make that happen. You know what I mean? But if you're not gonna be back in town until fucking July 27th, and you want me to clean I can't do it. You know what I mean? I'll probably do it closer to when you know what I mean? Fuck that. You know what I mean? But if you're going to be there and pay me cash, shit, I'll make anything happen for cash, baby. Shit. $20 is $20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like that last week of June, right before the 4th. That week is only jobs I like, only high-paying jobs, and you're paying me at the time. Like, I saved that week for my favorite company.
Yeah.
Anybody else call, you can't get me in that week? I mean, these people pay me on time. They pay me over what I want.
Which week is that?
I'm doing this.
Which week is that? The week?
Last week of June that runs into before the 4th.
I'm the same way. That right there, that week right before the 4th of July is reserved for my favorite customers that fucking take care of me. I always make sure that if, you know what I mean, boom, hey, you guys want, put us on right there. And I've had it run like that for years. Every one of them paying crisp $100 bills, and it's like every year we fucking blow up the whole neighborhood, and it's real nice. You know what I mean? Like, it's real
exactly,
nice.
Man. I used to stress out on that week, and then I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Because you hit that wall, like mid-June, you're like, I fucking hate window cleaning. I don't want to do this, and I'm like, why do I do this? Just set it up nice. Make it easy running into the 4th and have a good time.
That's what I've done. Like I said, the last 2 or 3 years, that's what I've just got to a point. I was like, I'm not fucking doing this with these people every year. Like they're looking out, like just before I want to fucking do that. I need my windows done right now. You know what I mean? Calling you 3 days before the 4th of July, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I can do it. I'm not doing that no more. I'm not doing that. And another thing that I'm not doing anymore is, like, after the 4th of July, I'm fucking, like I said, I'm taking that vacation. Maybe not the week after, but probably the last 2 weeks of July every year, that's it. I'm done. Fuck you. Eat a dick.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe I should push it to August. I don't know. The first couple weeks of August probably make more sense. But, what can you do?
I
mean, what can you do?
Only what you can. Damien asks 12 volt, 24 gas or fill and go. I'm assuming he's talking about water.
He's talking to KD.
Oh, okay. All right, so he's talking about pressure washing then. I'm assuming, but I can't tell. Vague question. Yeah, I don't know, man.
They're having their own conversation in the chat.
Oh, okay. I haven't been paying attention. I just looked down. So what's up, Jacob? You look cooked, man. Tired?
Yeah, I haven't done shit all day. I don't know why I'm tired.
Because you ain't done shit all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The laziest I ever am is on a day where I did nothing.
I didn't take any phone calls on that week, Jason. Not at all. Because I didn't fucking answer your phone call, you fucking douche. I didn't take no phone calls. I did not take no phone calls. Window cleaning was done, and that was the best thing. That was probably one of the better things I've done in a long time. That is the first time since I started this business that I have not answered the phone, just completely stopped cleaning. Normally, like, I'm going on vacation, but still every morning we get up and go do a restaurant. I didn't even do restaurants. I told them ahead of time, I'm like, listen, next week I'm not going to be here, just so you know. Oh, what's wrong? I'm like, I need to take a vacation. And they look, a couple managers like, what?
What's that?
You're not going to be cleaning. And I'm like, no. She goes, a couple of them were like, man, good for you, man. Like, oh yeah. And then, a few others like, oh, that sucks, but we understand. You know what I mean? I've not stepped away. Not at all. Not more than a weekend, ever. This time, because Jennifer gave me some shit. Jennifer gave me some shit about, because we went down, we always get the cabin. Everybody knows that. We go down to the cabin twice a year, for, my birthday and her birthday. And I fucking, we're supposed to be out for my birthday, because we Jennifer's an audiophile. She loves fucking music. And I got her a record player. And, it's just so much, not, more about, something we can go do together. Go hunt for vinyl. You know what I mean? Go out, hunt for records and shit. You know what I mean? And the whole fucking time I'm on the fucking phone setting up jobs. You know what I mean? That dude went out of business, man. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I had to take them. I had to strike while the iron was hot. You know what I mean? I had like fucking 5 people in a row call me. I'm like, I gotta take these. I'm sorry. She's like, oh my God. We're walking around a fucking antique mall and I'm fucking on the phone with people, doing the sale, so. And I can't believe it's been a year without MAW Marcus. Missed that guy's videos. Yeah, man, I do too, man. I got in the can. I have a pretty cool video I did in honor of Marcus. I'm gonna release it soon. I just want to make sure it's good. I got to get a couple more shots, things I want to do, and then I'm gonna post it. It's pretty good. Marcus was awesome. I do miss Marcus. He's a good dude, man.
Yeah, it's sad. Sad, dude.
Yeah, sucks, dude. Yeah, he was that fucking that dude's insight and viewpoint on the world was super unique. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the shit out of it. So that sucks, but all we can do is remember him as often as possible. He's a good dude.
Well,
he was a good
definitely
dude.
left an imprint on a lot of people.
Oh yeah, man.
Stuff to see, dude, and then it's fucking
his shit was dope. His shit was dope. Yeah, I'm not a wagtail guy, but I don't want to put out a video and disrespect Marcus, you know what I mean? So I wanted to buy certain things so I could do the video properly, and it's going to be all wagtail just for Marcus, you know what I mean? It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Yeah, no one really knows what, we talked to the family and stuff, and they seem pretty close to the chest about the way Marcus lived his life and how he passed away. And I don't think he was, it wasn't drugs or anything like that. It was just, like I said, a really unfortunate circumstances, but they were pretty guarded about how he passed. He got sick and passed away. And that was almost around the time of COVID, wasn't it? So it could probably, you never know, he could have been one of the first people to get it before it was a big thing. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I know he passed away very suddenly. Like, they were all very, very shocked and surprised. Yeah, he was very shocked and surprised. So his family were really sweet too, and they were like, really kind and nice. They spoke to me, and I told them, who I was and what I did, and told them, what I thought of Marcus and everything, and they were pretty receptive to that. And they were like, yeah, we knew that he was really into the window cleaning community. He was a big part of it. And I was like, yeah, oh yeah, he was definitely, without a doubt. She's like, he loved window cleaning, he loved you guys, and not us, Squeegee Life necessarily, but the window cleaning community and shit. He was like, he loved you guys, and yeah, it was fucking sucked, man. I don't know. I think Marcus might have been older than me, to be quite honest with you. I think Marcus is a little older than you guys maybe think he was.
I think he was.
I think he was in his 50s.
Yeah, Marcus was in his 50s. I don't know how late or early into his 50s, but he was on television and shit in his,
Yeah,
like,
he was on the. He was.
yeah, that
He
dude has
used to
lived
be.
a
He was a
long,
break dancer.
yeah, breakdancer. That dude's been around a long time, and he was a young
Yeah, he was
man
on
when
dance shows in
breakdancing.
the
Yeah,
'80s. Yeah.
yeah, dance shows and shit in the '80s. So he had to be in his late teens and 20s back then. So Marcus was in his 50s, easy. So
With his fucking high top fro, it was
yeah,
fucking.
yeah, yeah. I have, yeah, late 50s. Yeah, yeah. I don't. I mean, that's still relatively young to be dying. That's yes, Katie. That's what I was getting ready to say. It's still young to be dead, but he was not a young man. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know exactly what was going on in his life, but I think he might have had some, some unfortunate sets of circumstances happen to him, and it just kind of all snowballed, and eventually, he got sick. I don't know, but he was a good dude. I do miss his videos, man. That dude was fucking hella consistent, man. Like, he was like, there was one day a week we was about to get 3 Marcus videos. Bang, bang, bang. We was going to get a video about tunes, we was going to get a vlog, and then we was going to get one about how fucking Wagtail's the best. You know what I mean? Every week. You know what I mean?
You better watch him
Without a
whenever
doubt.
he puts them out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he'll put them out and then he'll freaking make them private.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was a good dude, man. I really enjoyed Marcus was really instrumental in me doing what I do, how I do on YouTube and social media. Marcus was one of the first dudes, if not the first dude, to reach out to me privately and just be like, dude, just do you, man. I know there's a certain mold you're supposed to fit to be successful in this industry on, social media and shit. He goes, but do you. He goes, that's what I do. I just do me, and whatever, you'll find your people. And he was right, man.
Well, hell, I've told this story before. Like, literally, whenever I first started, I freaking got on YouTube, and he was the first person that I seen on YouTube. And I started watching him. He sent me my first wide body channel and handle.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He was a good ass.
I still
dude.
have the wagtail wave that he sent me. I'm never gonna get rid of.
Yeah,
just
I have
because of this.
I have a wagtail from Marcus as well.
That's awesome.
I have a high flyer he gave me. A high flyer. No, actually, I might even have 2.
I have a high flyer.
I have a high flyer he gave me and something else. I can't remember what. I think it's still in the shop. Of course, I'd never get rid of that stuff. I mean, it was used by Marcus. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, how can you not?
High flyer that I
keep
have
that?
is like the first generation high flyer that wagtail ever made.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I fucking miss him. A lot of fun. The cool thing about
So
Marcus is everyone has great things to share about him. Yeah, man, that's good. You know what I mean? That's cool as shit. Yeah, his water-fed wagtail setups were fucking pretty gangster for sure. Yeah, Marcus knew what the fuck he was doing, man. He had it. I wouldn't personally, like, I couldn't clean windows like that. That's too much for me. But you know what I mean? Like, the squeaking on the windows drives me crazy. Like that last video I did. Oh my god, dude.
You know, when I watched that video this morning, I was like, what the fuck?
All the squeaking?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, man. I mean, to be honest with you, I can't find ammonia right now. I'm actually out now. Which I'm never out of ammonia. And I don't know if that's the cause, if it's because I'm using DI water, or just the fucking heat and humidity, which is most likely that's what I think the culprit is. Ugh. The squeaking on the windows.
Right.
Oh.
Well, hell, I went to Ace trying to find the ammonia you were
really,
telling me to get. They didn't fucking have it.
No Ace has
They had
it now.
like some fucking shit called Sunbright. I ended up pouring half a gallon to a 5-gallon bucket of water. Not even a 5 gallons bucket of water.
I usually get a case. Like, I have a standing order with this. We have a small Ace here. It's like a small Ace hardware, like old school.
Yeah, like tiny little.
Yeah, like the old school hardware store that they've been around so long. The place that they're at is perfect because the people in the area go there because nobody wants to go and fucking have to deal with Cedar Point traffic, so everybody goes to that hardware store. So it works out good for them, but. I usually, every 3 months, they order me a case, and this will be the first time that my case hasn't arrived. They're like, yeah, we don't know. It's probably going to be a couple weeks. And I'm like, all right, it's cool.
Yeah, they're having a tough time, man. I got I feel like every Ace Hardware has this. The one old guy who knows everything that works there, and then the other old guy who doesn't work there. He's just like, "Hey, young gun, how you doing?"
Right.
He just like hangs out at the Ace all day. So it's that's why I like going there. It's just you don't get that anywhere else, really.
I don't know. I used it. You need so much more than Dawn. That's it. I don't know. I put I put enough ammonia into my water until I smell it. It makes my eyes water. I'm like, that's enough.
Yeah. As soon as you go to gag,
Yeah.
that's the time frame.
Ain't nothing.
It definitely makes a difference.
The glide is unbelievable, and there is nothing will bust a fucking fingerprint off a glass better than ammonia.
Dude,
I don't give
literally
a fuck.
that Saturday, whenever I went to buy the ammonia, like literally, like the freaking the mop like freaking shot out of my hands.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there was so much slip, dude.
Yeah, it's slick.
Yeah.
And the night and day, like I cleaned a Burger King the day before, and there's just you clean restaurants, fucking handprints and shit all over. Fucking, I'm sitting there scrubbing, trying to get the shit off. Saturday, I go buy the ammonia, pour it in my water, go do the job, and literally I just scrub over it once, and it just eats the
Right.
like,
Yeah, it's crazy, ain't it? I told you, man.
I sometimes
y'all make
Coming from the guy that does restaurant or used to do restaurants all the time and still do quite a few of them, there's nothing better than ammonia in your water if you do fucking restaurants. Nothing better. Larry Crook, go. I'm sorry, Seth. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, I used to take an old mop and just pour a little ammonia straight on it, and then go in front of the guy and just hit the handprints. And by the time you get there, everything's just like melted off the glass. It just makes a huge difference, man.
I'm Jason. I'm gonna call Larry tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know. He gave me his phone number. He wants to. I don't know. We set a date, but we set a Wednesday date, and of course we don't do the show on Wednesdays no more. We do it on Thursdays. So hopefully he can move the day and do it on the 19th instead of the 18th. Hopefully I'm gonna call him and talk to him. Well, I'd like to get Larry on. But I'm gonna call him and talk to him first and see what he's, how he's doing and everything, and see what he wants to talk about, not talk about. Larry's got a lot of insight I'm curious about. A lot of insights.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's got a unique perspective on the industry that not a lot of people know. Larry Crook, for those that don't know, but I don't know, some guys may know, some guys may not know, but anyone that knows what a storm station is, that was Larry Crook. Larry Crook's the guy that he's the one that invented or came out with the storm station, the fucking thing that connects to the ladder you can do your storm windows on. That was him. I'm hoping that he comes on, Jason. I mean, again, it sucked that if he wouldn't. I mean, it'd be nice if he did. I mean, if it doesn't work and he can't come on live with us, maybe I can work something else out and at least get the interview done. But we'll figure it out.
Just pre-record.
Yeah, if I have to, but I would prefer to do it live. It's way better live.
Of course.
That way people can ask him questions, and because Larry's pretty fucking smart guy, pretty inventive. I know he's got some things in the works that are pretty damn good, because he's a tinkerer. He's a hell of a guy. I've always liked Larry. I just had to, with everything that was going on, I kind of had to distance myself a little bit from him because I didn't know who was who, and some people around are just not good people. Not that Larry wasn't. I just, I had to. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I've actually. I mean, I don't know if it's the same thing that it was before, but I've been privy to his screen cleaner for quite a long time. To be honest, I don't know if that's changed in the meantime. It may or may not have, but if it has, cool. I might not, but I did see a version of it a while ago that was pretty fucking snazzy. His screen cleaner's pretty dope. Larry's a pretty inventive guy. I would love to have Larry on, because Larry is a really good person, a really good guy. And I'm glad that I'm able to talk to him and not put him in a bad spot anymore for being friends with me. You know what I mean? That was really the main thing, is I just didn't want to put Larry in a bad spot because he's such a good fucking guy. And I'm like, I'm saying all this shit and doing all this shit, and you got a relationship and I don't want to fuck that up for you. You know what I mean? So I just distanced myself mainly for that because I just don't want to put the guy in a awkward spot. So, you know, I would love to have him on. I'm going to call him and we'll try to get that figured out and ironed out. One way or another, the Larry Crook interview will happen. It will happen. But yeah, if you guys are not Patreon members, you know, you can sign up at patreon.com/Squeegee Life. That's cool. Want to thank WCR, Window Cleaning Resource, whatever you want to call it, windowcleaner.com, whatever you guys want to call it. Go there and buy things from them because they're good fucking guys. They're awesome to the community, all that good shit. Zero water-fed poles, American Window Cleaner Magazine. Go subscribe. Read my fucking monthly article in there. Sometimes I do like other pieces in the magazine as well, but I always do Ask T Squeegee on there. If you have any questions that you want me to answer in the magazine, go to asktsqueegee@gmail.com. Send me an email and I'll answer your question and it'll be in the magazine. So you'll always got that going for you. And of course, as always, Black Diamond Squeegee Rubber, Start Smart Box, and my favorite fucking dude of all time, Richie Blue and Maker Products. You know what I mean? Thank everybody for watching. Hopefully, next week we'll be back with Larry Crook and Marc Tanner. Hopefully. I don't know.
Remember, I won't be here.
And Jacob won't be here, so that'll be a great fucking show.
Yeah. I'll be at the Huge.
Yeah, he'll be at the Huge. Hopefully we'll be able to, I'm going to try to work that out with you, and maybe we can get some mobile correspondence or something like that, you know, like an,
yeah, man,
you know what I mean? That'd be cool. Maybe you can come live from the fucking, download Skype on your phone, you twat. We'll get you a live interview on there. How about that?
Yeah, man. We'll have an interview session. I'll go up to random people.
That'll be cool, man. But we really appreciate you guys. We'll be back next week. Peace.